I'm the one being interviewed, okay? Just kidding.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, action.
Go.
Everybody recording?
Yes.
You sure?
Check.
I'm recording.
I've
Check
got it.
camera 1. Who's
Check.
camera 1? Who's camera 2? Who's camera 3?
Where's the autofocus?
Oh. It's the first.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, thanks.
No.
Yeah. Now, are the sunglasses just ridiculous, or should I go back to the?
I'd say the sunglasses are a little too much.
Cam.
Check.
It's important, you know. I was like, oh darn, I forgot to turn it on. Okay. Okay. Sure. You're videotaping my leg. Is that what you're doing?
Who's the camera person?
Okay.
Why don't we take a step back and tell me a bit about your influences as a kid listening to music.
Ah, yes.
Who did you want to be?
Ah, yes. Well, I listened to a lot of really good Canadian rock music when I was younger, and sort of go over your heads a little bit, but you know, you've missed out if you haven't heard the sounds of, say, Foot in Cold Water or Max Webster, even Lighthouse. The first Lighthouse that existed in Canada was a great band. And so originally, well, let's not forget Copper Penny or Flood or really good old-fashioned Canadian rock music that sometimes is still around. But really good, well, Thundermug, let's not forget Thundermug. I digress a little bit, but in the early days of Canadian music, bands had to get in that yellow bus and travel across this country to the next place that sold good beer, and then off to the next. Copper Penny was a band that had copper pennies on the side of a Elliott bus. That was kind of popular in this area. But I knew I wanted to be in music, but I wanted to write my own music and to be a good bass player originally. Now, not so much. I'm more interested in writing the song and putting it together on my own, and enjoying the technology that I can be a part of to record. You guys are really not floating around as much as I thought. Is that okay?
Well, it's really.
Don't be afraid to move, you know, while you're taping. That's keep it going.
I'm really fascinated that you know we're talking about the 70s rock, low tech.
Yes.
Simple, get on the bus, go town to town, and looking at where you're going now, where you're in a studio, in your home, high tech, broadcasting on the net.
Yes.
I don't know, I guess I'm surprised that you've ended up here. Why do you think you've ended up here from where you began?
Well, I'm not sure if you should be surprised, because or looking. I don't think one should look at that as a negative aspect. You know, being creative, the tools always change, and as an artist, one should always embrace the new tools and to make good creative use of them. It's actually more exciting now to be involved with the potential of creating new audiences in music and using the web for that purpose. Sneaking up.
Cliche as it is, where do you see your music/video work in 5 years? Considering how much has happened in the last 10.
I'm quite excited by that. It's I have enough material on my computer for about 5 albums worth of material, and I just want to get better at producing and making the music really good that way, and developing an audience and making connections to people around the world and having new audiences around the world. And I'm just starting out. I mean, like, other people are masters at doing it. I mean, there are stories about music that has just caught on just because of the internet, etc. I'm just beginning to figure it out for myself.
So are you experimenting at this point and everything?
Oh, yeah,
Or are you
experimenting.
trying to take everything and put it all into one package?
I'm experimenting and I'm learning how to put things together on my own in one package. It's a learning process, and recently I've accomplished a certain amount of material, but I just want to get better at making the material more interesting and more experimental, actually, rather than like opening up to maybe longer pieces that are more challenging musically, and looking at the music and what that really is about that way. Because in reality, how we listen to our music is electronically. It's not sure we can get a CD and have a hard copy of it, but it's the new album really is the new website and the new material that's associated with the website. And having fun with that, trying to make it more creative and interesting. Where did all these cameras come from anyway? What's this all about?
Are you the type who wants to just get your music out there, and this isn't so much a business model as a hobby, as a passion, or?
Yeah, it's more of a passion and an artistic interest to create music and create an audience and have some response from the audience that way. It's a artistic challenge and passion that way. Nothing to do with business. I'm not that good at that. So I'm not going to pretend I know.
Is there room for collaboration in a model that you have?
Yeah, there's room for collaboration, but I've had many years experience of collaborating and working with this group of people or working with that person and trying this out and that out, and I feel it's time for me to figure things out for myself. I've done many years of experimenting with community. The traditional, I feel like a band or music being creative in a traditional band sense is a little old-fashioned. I've been there and I've tried it, and I'm actually still playing with some musicians to keep some interest in that way of working, but I get more satisfaction out of knowing that I can come up with my own ideas and try to follow through with them and make them work.
What's next? What's the next thing that you want to dive into and experiment with?
Well, what I want to do is I want to work with a variety of camera people that are really, fresh onto the scene, and they're coming up with their new ways new points of view of how to use a camera. I think they've decided that the tripod is old school, and they're combining Tai Chi or something with how to use a camera.
So you want the camcorder entourage?
Yes.
24/7?
Yeah, well, that would be really annoying. I think that kind of this thing is working out really well. Is that we've got some cameras that are experimenting and trying new things, and it would really be embarrassing to try to get a coffee at Tim Hortons with all you guys here at the same time. It would be expensive too. Then you'd start charging me money, and that would be kind of bad.
So where can we hear your music?
Oh, you can hear the music on CBC3, Breaking New Sound. I think that's their site, and then my site rebelmachine.ca. It has 17 podcasts and a video there. Meanwhile, I'm developing video project ideas and posting them on YouTube as a trial zone of the videos, and then I'm going to try to perfect them over time, and then have 17 new videos and maybe some interview ideas that I can post on my website as well. But I'm developing the ideas first, perfecting them to a degree, and then I'll post them on my site.
It just occurred to me that in traditional bands, live music, there's the draw to go to the center, be it New York City, Toronto, LA.
Oh, yeah.
Being in this kind of scenario, do you not feel that draw at all, that you can work from home and you can get your music around the world? Is Guelph okay for now? Or do you have to go to Toronto or Montreal or Vancouver?
No, there seems to be some sort of idea that maybe there's a scene or something happening elsewhere that will make my creative work better or something. I don't fall into that trap or concept. Guelph is where I was born, and that's where I'm raising my family, my children, and where I work. And it's healthy, and it's a nice place to live. And technology has allowed that to happen. I think it's a mystical concept where one has to think that they have to go somewhere else to be better. I don't buy into that too much. Guelph, there's a lot of music happening in Guelph, and I can. The battery ran out.
We did.
Battery ran out. Okay.
Yeah. I don't see another extension cord.
Okay. Well, we can cut for now.
I was gonna say, I'm tapping.
Ready?